Welcome back. Former Zimbabwe President Robert Mugabe says the Matebeleland killings are a difficult issue. Mugabe was speaking to the SABC's foreign editor, Sophie Mokoena. The former strongman also commented on the South African transition, where he praised the President Cyril Ramaphosa for the smooth transfer of power. Ramaphosa is expected to arrive in Zimbabwe later today as part of his regional consultative process.
Yes, I feel betrayed. It shouldn't have gone that way. Betrayed and the country betrayed. Also, our ideology betrayed. They just went about doing what they had planned, and engaging me would have amounted to their wanting, you see, as it were, to make their plan depend to some extent on the views that I would have given them, when in fact they had already made up their mind that they would go the military way. And you don't have to consult anyone for that.
What happened? Were you forced to resign?
Yes, by circumstances, definitely. Otherwise, we had planned an extraordinary conference of the party. I was going to resign there and make room for new candidates. Then the party would have chosen its own candidate, and I thought Mnangagwa stood a good chance of being elected. This is what I thought we were doing together, because we planned that together, that let's now hold an extraordinary Congress. Extraordinary because our Congress was always held after 5 years, but 5 years had not come yet. It was 4 years, and so it had to be an extraordinary Congress, but with the same powers as the ordinary Congress. We would resign, all of us, whether at the top or as secretaries of departments, and then new persons would be elected. And I thought that that meeting, a chance naturally would arise for us to choose our new candidate for the national election as president, and that Emerson had a good chance.
There were problems in terms of the economy, and the nation was restless.
You don't bring about a coup d'etat because the country is having economic difficulties. How do you cure them with a coup? So I think he went astray on that one.
He has called on Zimbabweans in the country and outside the country to work on a process of reconciliation, like South Africa, where you had TRC. What's your view? Do you think this country will ever reconcile based on its history, you know, the tension that has been there, not only this one, but even the Matebeleland issue?
Only through dialogue can we get our problems peacefully solved. We can't run away from dialogue. It's the method that leads us to agreements or disagreements, which disagreements will constitute a basis, new basis for future discussion. So I don't see how we can run away from that. But as to whether any dialogue or every dialogue would lead us to some solutions. There are matters which have been outstanding for a long time. You make mention of the Matebeleland issue. That is a difficult one. You see, there is a need, they say, to have the Kukuraundi corrected. But when you look at Kukuraundi and you examine how it came about, you blame again the Ndebele Stiga. You blame the party that led them, Zapo, because they had brought in shipments of arms from the Soviet Union too. I was called by Nyerere, who said, "These shipments, what are they for? You are now an independent country." Shipments that they had received at the Dar es Salaam port. It was Nyerere who told me, and he said, "Talk to KK Kaunda." I talked to Kaunda, and Kaunda said yes, they had given these to Sapo. I said, why? Because there is no a government. A party cannot receive shipments of arms. Now, what will they do with them? It was there then that we got these arms. They were hidden, and naturally we started the action that was necessary. Already some of the arms had been distributed, you see. And this led then to the campaign that was called Kukuraundi.
You indicated that you'd like to engage in the talks with the current leader, if he is available.
And
have you
not only available, it's not if he is available, and is this also of the mind that his position is illegal and must be corrected.
What's the option going forward if it doesn't?
If he doesn't, well, we will have to wait for elections that are coming.
Are you confident the elections will be free and fair?
I don't know. In the circumstances in which we are, I don't think so. I definitely don't think so.
There are reports that there's a new party, the alternative, particularly to ZANU-PF, and most members were members of the ZANU-PF. What's your view?
Yeah, my view is that if they think that new party will represent the people better, that it will be democratic, avoid falsehoods and hypocrisies that are now, the characteristics of the government it be, and appeal to the people in an honest way. I support that.
Are you still a ZANU-PF member?
I was dismissed, but they say I wasn't dismissed. If I wasn't dismissed, am I still then the president of the party? I was definitely dismissed.
If this new party wants you to be a candidate for the election, will you avail yourself?
To be a candidate? No. Why should I be a candidate now? I can support it. Yes, I can support it. But I can't be a candidate. There are so many young fellows now. We should promote them.
Do you think SADC is doing enough to address the issue of Zimbabwe?
SADC comprises countries that have their own sensitivities, and we can't expect them to do much more than they have done. We have been to Lesotho, we have been to Mozambique, we have been to the Congo as SADC, and we know what it means. It means money you're going to pay to go to these countries and to maintain your stock. So I think they are doing what they can. Most of the action that is necessary must come from our own people. Then SADC will no doubt support what our people will stand for.
Your relationship with the former president of South Africa, Thabo Mbeki, and now the former president, Jacob Zuma, how will you characterize it?
Very good.
Now that you are all retired.
Very good relations, and was properly elected. It was a grueling election with Mama Zuma as the other contender, and she was beaten by only 200 votes. But what did Ramaphosa do after the election? He took his losers, close losers, and gave them positions. Mama Zuma is advisor to him. You see? Now, in our case, you are chasing them. They are being harassed left, right, and center. There are people who have been, in prison for a long time. Person like Chombo. What has he done? He has been arrested. He was arrested at the beginning of all this nonsense. To this day, he's still facing charges just being, brought from the past. The past events, and the past events don't amount to charges, but they formulate charges out of them just as to keep people in prison. That's wrong, completely wrong. Why do we want our people to be in prison? Why do we want to harass them? Why do we want to chase them away from the party? Why can't we forgive them? These are the questions we are asking. Are we without remorse, without a conscience? What party do we belong to? The Zimbabwe I knew, which we, together with Joshua, Ngomo, Senda, Sika, and others, was never like that. We didn't harass our people. We revered our people. They were the ones we worked for. We must listen to their needs, listen to their demands, to their cries, look at them and see what we should do for their children. Education, health, welfare, the women, gender. We did all that. We listened to our people. But we don't give them our back as is happening at the moment. And this is what I say we must revise.